I'm Dutch, and let's react to the Americans. Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Johan, and I'm a typical Dutchman. And if you're planning to come over to Europe for your holidays, or if you want to live permanently here, or you're wondering why is everything so expensive here in the United States in comparison with Europe, then you're at the right channel, because in this channel I react to videos about the cost of life and living in the US versus life and living in Europe, and the cost of life and living in Europe. And for today we're going to take a look at a video from Brain Loop. He has 20 subscribers, so it's a new channel. So I'm gonna subscribe and like, because I'm a new channel too, and I know how important it is to get subscribers. So Brain Loop and America versus Europe, the truth they don't want you to know. They. Who are they? They, the Americans, or they, the Europeans? Who are they? So let's take a look what this is about. America versus Europe.
Imagine two worlds, both modern, both powerful, but wildly different in how they live, work, eat, and even get sick.
And even there's difference between how we get sick?
America versus Europe. Who's really winning at life? The answer might surprise you. Welcome to Brain Loop, where we inform you about anything and everything to make sure you stay in the loop. Let's start with the basics. Cost of living.
Okay, that's something I'm interested too for this channel.
In America, the average household spends thousands more annually on healthcare, education, and even groceries. Rent prices in cities like New York or San Francisco are astronomical compared to places like Lisbon or Prague. In Europe...
Yeah, that's not a real comparison. The prices in Lisbon and Prague are, by definition, lower than prices for rent in the Netherlands, Germany, and France, for example. It's not a fair comparison between those two countries. But spending more on healthcare and groceries, and what was the third part that he said? Yeah, that's a certain thing. Yeah.
Countries like Germany and France offer free or heavily subsidized university and universal health care. Essentials like insulin or emergency surgery come at little to no cost to patients. Housing is another major difference. While homes in the US tend to be larger on average, they're also more expensive in urban centers. Europeans often live in smaller flats, but benefit from rent control and housing subsidies.
Yeah, housing subsidies and rent control. And the housing subsidies is, I'm not sure all over Europe, but here in the Netherlands it is, depending on your average, not on your average income, depending on your yearly income. And then you can get housing subsidies. Oh wait, I want to say something else too.
But benefit from rent control and housing.
Yeah. Rent control, that's something that should be done in the United States. It's really the part that is missing in the system of United States rent prices. There is no rent control, and that's in Europe for sure.
Subsidies. Utility bills, internet, and mobile data are often cheaper in Europe too. But while Europe enjoys more social benefits, Americans often benefit from lower income taxes, higher salaries, and more consumer choice. For example, electronics, clothing, and gasoline are typically cheaper in the US. Also, with less red tape in many sectors, Americans often have more options when shopping for services. So, which is better? It depends on whether you prefer keeping your money and navigating private systems, or paying more in taxes and relying on public infrastructure. Now let's talk about getting around.
It's not a good answer to its own question. So which one is better? depends on where you live, and because in America you earn more, less taxes, but you also pay more for, even with lower taxes, you pay more for your healthcare, you pay more for your groceries, you pay more for your car and car insurance, and so it's not in real comparison. It's comparing apples and oranges.
In Europe, public transportation is efficient, clean, and widespread. You can live your whole life without owning a car and still travel across countries using high-speed trains and metro systems. Cities are walkable, bike-friendly, and often designed for people, not just vehicles. Compare that to the United States, where cities are built around driving. Suburbs dominate the landscape, and public transportation is underfunded and unreliable in many areas.
Yeah, that's what he's really right about. It's in Europe, you can live from day to day until your old age without even owning a car. It's not a problem, not during your early days, not when you're going to college, not when you're going to your work, to your job, and not doing your holidays, etc. In principle, you can do all the stuff you want to do without owning a car. Not everyone does, but in principle, it's doable. In the United States, you cannot survive without a car.
Cars are almost a necessity. European cities like Amsterdam, Vienna, or Copenhagen consistently rank among the most livable cities in the world due to their emphasis on human-scale infrastructure. By contrast, the American dream often includes a large house in the suburbs and a car in the driveway, freedom, but also isolation.
One car? Usually there are two cars for him and her because both have to go to their job. So,
on one hand, Europe wins in sustainability, air quality, and urban planning. On the other, Americans enjoy larger homes, private backyards, and the freedom of the open road. While Europe
no, I do not agree with him on this part.
excels in density and design, a valuable set of advantages for sustainability and the countries, America wins in personal space and flexibility, an often more valuable set for each individual. European food is romanticized for a reason. Fresh markets, smaller portions, longer meals. It's not just eating, it's a ritual. Meals can last hours, and dining is a social event. In places like Italy, Spain, or France, the emphasis is on quality and tradition. Ingredients are often locally sourced, and ultra-processed food is less common. The Mediterranean diet, in particular, is often cited for its health benefits, and traditional eating habits are tied to lower rates of diabetes and heart disease.
Yes, that is.
Cultural norms discourage eating on the go. Instead, mealtimes are sacred. Americans, however, prize convenience. Fast food, takeout, and 24/7 supermarkets are cultural norms. The average American meal is faster and larger. Health outcomes reflect this too. Europe tends to have lower obesity rates and longer lifespans. But America isn't without its wins. It's a global innovator in food variety, fusion cuisines, and accessibility. Want Korean tacos at 3 a.m.? That's possible in Los Angeles. American supermarkets offer a staggering variety of global food products. It's tradition versus innovation, health versus hustle. Here's where Europe really pulls ahead. The average American gets just 2 weeks of paid vacation per year. In Europe, 4 to
The average American. I guess of the things that I saw and hear from Americans and American videos and TikToks, etc., and leave a comment if I'm if I'm incorrect, but the average American does not have 2 weeks of paid vacation.
4 to 6 weeks is normal. With additional national holidays, countries like Sweden and Norway encourage work-life balance with generous parental leave and shorter working hours. In France, the 35-hour workweek is standard. In Germany, many employees enjoy flexible work hours and strong union protections. Some countries even experiment with 4-day work weeks. Work-life balance isn't just an ideal. It's often built into the system.
It's by law.
While the U.S. glorifies hustle culture, longer hours, fewer breaks, and pressure to always be on dominate the American workplace. But this grind can lead to faster promotions, higher earnings, and a strong entrepreneurial spirit. Startups thrive in the U.S., where risk-taking is celebrated. In Europe, labor protections are strong, but they can come with less flexibility and slower career growth. It's a choice between balance and ambition, security and speed. One of the most divisive topics.
I don't know. I think that the European way of life, a life-work balance, work to live instead of the US way, live to work, is more preferable to me, and I guess to a lot of other people too.
Healthcare. In Europe, universal healthcare is a right. Whether you're in Spain, the Netherlands, or Denmark, basic medical care is covered for all citizens. You can walk into a hospital, get treatment, and leave without fearing bankruptcy. In nations like the UK, prescriptions are capped at low prices. In Scandinavian countries, mental health care is integrated into public services. Preventative care is emphasized, which lowers long-term healthcare costs. In America, it's a different story. Even with insurance, costs can be unpredictable. A trip to the ER can cost thousands, and it goes beyond health. In many European countries, losing your job means state support, retraining, and assistance. In the U.S., losing your job can also mean losing your health care, and navigating unemployment benefits can be difficult. On the flip side, America often has faster access to cutting-edge treatments and more advanced facilities for those who can afford it. It's access for all versus innovation for some.
Yeah, okay. That's true. I have to say that's true. And that's because that in America, all the advanced medicines, etc., are allowed until proven unsafe. And in Europe, all the medicines need to be proven that they are safe before they can use as a real medicine. So it's a difference. Less medicine, less progress, but the medicine that there is, the drugs that they are proven to be safe. And that's not always the case in the United States.
But don't count America out. It remains a global leader in tech, finance, and entertainment. Silicon Valley, Hollywood, and Wall Street continue to shape global culture and innovation.
Correct. No doubt about it.
Venture capital flows more freely, and big ideas can turn into billion-dollar companies overnight. The U.S. education system produces some of the world's top researchers and tech entrepreneurs.
From foreign students.
The cultural
And it costs a heck of a lot of money.
appetite for disruption means companies like Apple, Google, and Tesla were born from bold ambition. Europe is no slouch either. It has thriving industries in automotive, renewable energy, design, and pharmaceuticals. But its industries are often more regulated, and bureaucracy can slow things down. That
Yes.
regulation, however, also means stronger privacy protections and consumer rights. Think of
And less overworked employees.
GDPR, the EU's sweeping data law, which inspired privacy movements worldwide. Many European countries also offer robust support for green technology and sustainable innovation. America is faster. Europe is steadier. It's rapid growth versus sustainable control. The real question? Who's happier? Surveys often show higher life satisfaction in Scandinavian countries.
Yeah, the highest and the most happiest people are living in the Scandinavian. I believe the Finland was the top the number one on those lists of happiest people of the world.
People there enjoy strong public services, low crime, and high trust in government. Life feels more stable. Mental health support is more integrated into public health systems, and daily stress tends to be lower. The Netherlands, Finland, and Switzerland consistently rank in the top 10 for happiness.
Wow. I thought we were out. Okay. Thank you.
Factors include free education, access to nature, and shorter commutes. People have more time to pursue hobbies, rest, and connect with loved ones. The US ranks lower on happiness indexes, but it ranks high on optimism, innovation, and individualism. Americans often report a sense of possibility, self-determination, and pride in personal success. Religion, patriotism, and entrepreneurship contribute to a culture of resilience. Europe values cohesion. America prizes freedom. Happiness might come from security or from the thrill of the chase, depending on your outlook. So who's really winning, America or Europe? The truth is, it depends on what you value. If you want space, speed, and opportunity, America might be for you. If you want balance, health, and security, Europe has a lot to offer. Maybe the better question isn't who's winning, but what kind of life do you want to live?
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. What kind of life do you want to live? Do you want to live to work, or do you work to want to live? That's, yeah, the grand difference between US and Europe. Thank you for this AI-generated voiceover video. Some things I agreed with, some other parts I don't agree with, but it's interesting to see. And it was a bit, yeah, strange video, but good to react to. So if you liked it too, then press like. And if you want to see more of my videos, then this is a good place to start. And otherwise, I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button below. And thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.